A reading from the Gospel of Luke. Do not be afraid, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Sell your possessions and give alms. Make purses for yourselves that do not wear out, an unfailing treasure in heaven, where no thief comes and no moth destroys. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Be dressed for action and have your lamps lit. Be like those who are waiting for their master to return from the wedding banquet, so that they may open the door for him as soon as he comes and knocks. Blessed are those slaves whom the master finds alert when he comes. Truly I tell you, he will fasten his belt and have them sit down to eat, and he will come and serve them. If he comes during the middle of the night or near dawn and finds them so, blessed are those slaves. But know this, if the owner of the house had known at what hour the thief was coming, he would not have let his house be broken into. You also must be ready, for the Son of Man is coming at an unexpected hour. Peter said, Lord, are you telling this parable for us or for everyone? And the Lord said, Who then is the faithful and prudent manager whom his master will put in charge of his slaves to give them their allowance of food at the proper time? Blessed is that slave whom his master will find at work when he arrives. Truly I tell you, he will put that one in charge of all his possessions. But if that slave says to himself, My master is delayed in coming, and if he begins to beat the other slaves, men and women, and to eat and drink and get drunk, the master of that slave will come on a day when he does not expect him, and at an hour that he does not know, and will cut him in pieces and put him with the unfaithful. That slave, who knew what his master wanted but did not prepare himself or do what was wanted, will receive a severe beating. But the one who did not know and did what deserved a beating will receive a light beating. From everyone to whom much has been given, much will be required, and from the one to whom much has been entrusted, even more will be demanded. Well, that was a hard one to read, but it's even harder to hear, I reckon.
It is, isn't it? It's that sense of doom that someone is coming and you're accountable, which is certainly in many of the evangelists. But it's so cross-cultural for us. And you just get the sense, if you live in a society where there's slaves, then you can talk this sort of talk and be understood. But you can't understand that in our day. You've got to really take it to another level.
It is another level, isn't it? Yeah.
How do we think of people who think they possess you? Well, or what do we owe others of what we store up? What have we got that is to be shared for the kingdom's sake? The love we owe to our family, and this whole slave concept is out of sync, isn't it? Terribly.
But I wonder though if it's kind of talking about more than just being a slave. Kind of even today we see classes in society,
Yes.
and Jesus is saying here that even the person from the lowliest class, if they are alert and open to when God visits, and God can visit in many ways, they will be praised for it.
Yes.
And the person from the a different class, they might not be praised.
Yes, that are rewards in being available.
Yes.
Being always available, not saying, well, I haven't got time, you haven't come at the right time, and only come to me when I feel ready to gift you with my presence. And that's a mother's demands, isn't it?
Absolutely.
To always be there.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to be told, be ready, be careful, your husband might be home at any time, you know not. I mean, her life is spent with children, giving. Yes.
And I'm thinking too of the people who work with refugees, and sometimes I have conversations with them, and they always say to me the gifts I receive are far more than what I offer these people.
Yes.
And
yes.
I think that's what Jesus is saying here. If you're open and ready, when I visit you in whatever form I take, and you tend to me and are waiting for me, then I will sit down and I will serve you.
Yes.
And that's the bit of that gospel that I really
I will
liked.
come near. Yes.
He will take off
Embrace
his apron
you.
or something,
Yes.
put on his apron and serve them himself.
Take off his belt. I mean, I still keep thinking, oh my Lord, it's from an ascendancy. But I don't think we're being asked to live in that mindset.
Oh, absolutely.
We're being asked to live in a mindset where the least we can do for anyone is gift. That we have an obligation to be available. Availability within our context as women with a religious life as our aim is to be available, hugely available.
Well, that's right.
Yes.
And it means whenever somebody rings
whatever
up
the
or
cost.
asks.
Yes.
I mean, a few minutes ago, just as we were starting to do this, the telephone rang and we stopped.
That's right.
And you tended to someone who needed something, and that, I think, is the whole message of this parable. It's
to
kind
be
of like
sensitive
be ready,
to needs.
Yes.
Be ready and sensitive to the other's need.
Yes,
that would be a very nice message to take from this. Yes.
Good. That'll be something for us to think about.
That is. Yes. Thank you.